it kind of seemed like the tables were turned, where it was Matty Ice was playing for the Packers and Aaron Rodgers was playing for the Falcons. Like they swapped bodies or something like that. But, you know, it wasn't the drama, the dramatics that Aaron Rodgers brings as far as, you know, on Matty Ice's side. But it was very smart play calling, very intelligent play, very good execution on Matty Ice's behalf. And you know, and having that game plan and executing that game plan, because they had no chance. No. You know, and it's like initially you went into that game and you're thinking like, all right, this is the score. It's only the first half. Yeah, he'll get it together. They may not still win, but they'll get it together and it'll make a game out of it. Didn't happen. You know, like we said, that Atlanta defense is something to mess with right now. And I'm pulling for the Falcons. You know, I just can't pull for the Patriots. It's just not in me to pull for the Patriots to win. You know, no disrespect, but like I said, I got my own bag or my own, you know.
Here's what I think too.
With them.
Here's what I think. I mean, I want to see a good game, flat out. I want to see a good game. Mm-hmm. I am just like everybody else who are tired of the Patriots being in the loop and then they're winning. But let's go back and look at all the Patriots wins in the Super Bowl. When you go back, winners, man. When you go back, it's always a field goal.
I'm gonna tell you, they won their last 3 Super Bowls by a total of 9 points.
Right.
And people are like, how you remember that? I said, because it's a fact.
It is a fact.
And it says something, in my opinion, considering, not to cut you off, Bob, but considering the way that they play during the regular season, how people talk about they dominate and this and that and all of that other stuff. And then you get to the biggest game of the year, biggest game of the season. And some of those games, it was teams that weren't even supposed to be matched up with you there.
True.
And you only win by 3 points.
And so when you look at it, you know, there's a lot of parity between the teams when you get to the Super Bowl with the Patriots. When you get there, there is a 3-point possibility that you can beat them. And
Very much so.
I really believe that Atlanta is going to come down to experience. It's going to come down to poise. It's going to come down to having short-term memory.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you playing against an experienced team. This is Matt Ryan's first time ever going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
This is just a franchise's second time in about 18 years.
Yep.
So, do they have the wherewithal? Do they have the know-how to dig through bad situations or fumble? Do you, when you fumble, do you say, "Oh man, here we go,"
right?
Or do you dig down and get it back and play through it?
Yeah.
It's a mentality. We know that the Patriots have that mentality. We don't know if Atlanta has that mentality. So it's just a matter of how they respond, man, because things are not going to go your way. And in a football game, you need some luck sometimes, man.
Sometimes you do. You know, before we leave this game, and I'm going to let you we got some history.
We're
going to throw in, as always. But before we leave this game, I just want to say one thing. You know, I kind of felt it was bad when Mason Crosby missed that field goal.
It was.
And I mean, you hit 2 or 3 50-something yarders a week ago.
Well, I tell you, the bookies was mad.
And then you get that one, which should have been a chippy for him. And you missed that. At that point, I kind of felt like it was bad. It was going to be bad for a while.
Yeah. You can kind of see the bad vibes coming that way when that happened.
And it was.
Yeah.
It was.
It definitely was.
As always, folks, we take a little twist, a little spin. We got some history. And this is an ode to the missus, because this is usually her thing. You know, it's usually today in sports history or this moment in sports history, but we got some history.
We
considering. And like we said, we always find that curve, and everything that we do always seems to tie into what's going on in the world today.
Yes, it does. So, Hope, I'm going to hold it down for you on this one on Today in History. We got a little music history. We got a little entertainment history, black entertainment, and then we got some political history. All right, here's our musical history, which was yesterday. So this is a belated birthday. Happy belated birthday to DJ Jazzy Jeff, Philly's own DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. And if anybody here listening don't know who Jazzy Jeff is, you need to turn your radio off.
Who, along
and go to
with
the library
Will Smith,
right now.
the Fresh Prince, put together the first rap track to get a Grammy.
Yes, indeed.
They were the first to there was no category for us then.
Nope.
They received a Grammy, and it wasn't even aired. They gave them their Grammy off air. They got it in the mail. So because there was no category for rap then.
How that has
changed. Parents don't understand. That was the trap.
How things have changed.
Yeah. This is beyond categories now.
We got our own hip hop awards nonetheless. I don't particularly care for them the way that they're set up, but they are hip hop awards. And everywhere you turn on your TV, especially in the sports world,
it's everywhere.
It's a hip hop additive, a hip hop flavor.
And in entertainment, Black history, ABC televises the Roots miniseries in 1977 on this day. This TV miniseries goes on to become the most watched miniseries in history. Alex Haley's Roots.
Wow, the most watched in history.
And to most of us, and to most of our parents, I mean, I was born in 75, so I was only 2 when this aired. But I remember hearing aunts and uncles talk later on in life about how this was just like, it was almost like opening the gate to history to them because they didn't really know their history.
Right. Kunta.
Right. So
Not
it was
Toby, Kunta.
It was an attachment to the unknown at that particular time for a lot of black people in this country who had no idea where their folks were from, where they came from, how would they even trace their roots and that good stuff. So Alex Haley, for all your hard work of trying to get it to ABC, to trying to get it to be aired, kudos to you, my friend. And in the political aspect, yesterday in Texas, there were some things going on pertaining to some information that came about.
The great old state of Texas.
Talking about how black people were disenfranchised, and it was in the actual information that the Supreme Court then realized things were wrong. They went to overturn it, could not get it overturned. This was recent. This is recent.
Wow.
But everything was wrapped around an amendment, the 24th Amendment, which the 24th Amendment, which was ratified, abolished this day, 1964. And it was used to prevent black people from voting. And so here we are, fast forward. That was in 1964. Fast forward. Here we are, 53 years later. 53 years later. And we right back at the same spot. That these same voting tactics are still existent. They literally put things in place in Texas where black people and Hispanic people, whether you were a citizen, did not matter. You were not allowed to vote. They put it in the language, and this is this year.
You hear that, people?
This is this year.
This year.
And so if you pay attention to what's going on right now, you'll be able to see it. Read up on it. It's active. It's as in yesterday they were talking about it, and it just so happens that this amendment, 53 years ago, was put out, and literally we're back at square one with it. They're trying to do the same thing in each state, in each locale, and trying to make it localized instead of federal. And when you do statewide, you can do whatever you want. You locale it, you can do whatever you want. But when you make it a federal law, it is supposed to attach to every single state, and it becomes a ground law for every single state. So they're trying to locale it. So wake up, folks. Be advised.
So the shenanigans continue.
Be advised, baby, that the abracadabra, and abracadabra is a real word. I'm gonna tell you that. It means as I speak, I create. So as these people speak, they're creating laws to prevent you from you being a citizen and your citizens' rights. So abracadabra, folks.
Abra.
Sprinkle. See the dude be sprinkling stuff.
That's our word for the day.
Abracadabra. Let me sprinkle a little bit of that on.
Sprinkle it. They ain't sprinkling it though. They
yeah. That's a whole bucket.
Yeah, they just dump it.
That's some Gatorade, like they done won the chip. So wake up, folks. Just be aware of what's going on around you, and just take notice of what's going on around you.
Yes, indeed.